Welcome to the Deucecast Extra. We are, of course, here to talk about Star Wars The Bad Batch, Episode 4, Cornered. A journey to one of my favorite Star Wars planets, Pantora, because, of course, Baron Papanoida is a Pantoran, and he is one of my favorite ancillary characters because, of course, George Lucas portrayed him in the prequel trilogy. So, of course, he's
Baron Papanoida.
Yep. Yeah, Baron Papanoida. He's of the utmost importance. And, Rio Chuchi or whatever, a Kachuchi.
Rio Kikuchi.
I don't really do Star Wars. I think we established that last week. I don't know all these names. But, she's a Pantoran as well. So that's why we see a lot of these blue folk walking around this particular planet. What movie
was that Rio Kikuchi was in?
She was in the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah. See, I piqued Rhett's interest. He likes some Rio. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I thought you were asked not to show any of Rhett's comments by the.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because the Pantorans are sometimes not to be confused with the Chiss, which is Thrawn. Thrawn's the blue hair, red eyes, or blue face, red eyes. A little bit different. Different species. They're not the same. No. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Rhett. Rio is not in this episode. In fact, even though we're on Pantora, there are no Pantorans in the episode other than just like background crowd people.
You were
they're around. They're around.
Well, yeah, they're around, but they're not like important. They've got a Celestian. They've got like a.
They get shot a few times.
Yeah, I mean, there's like every other species is represented, but they're not. They're not even. Available to be in the episode for some reason.
Let me consult the guidebook on the Pantorans.
No, I'm going to consult the better guidebook. This is the way. This is the way. This is the Star Wars book. Yours is just some like
DK knockoff.
But
it's a character.
Yeah, I know. You got the encyclopedia. I'm for you with the encyclopedia. But this is one of those episodes where, in fact, for the first time ever, I actually went to StarWars.com to see what the actual synopsis of the episode is on StarWars.com, and it says the Bad Batch make a pit stop for repairs and rations. Little do they know, however, that it's not just the Empire hunting them. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so they land on Pantora, trying to. That's right. Fetmatic knows what's up. Fetmatic, see, he owns the blue.
Baron Papanoida.
That's awesome. It's the man right there, baby. The maker himself. I love it.
Baron is in the house.
Yeah. Oh, we've got another. Look. This is awesome.
My Deucecast also arrived today.
Again, I have no idea who sees the money from these shirt purchases. It's probably some random dude that gets
Tommy
money from
or
this.
Sean, or
it's either Tommy or Sean, because it's definitely not me. I know I see nothing of
Dave.
this. No, he doesn't see anything of it either. But yeah, so they're making this pit stop. They need repairs to the ship. It's been through a little bit, as happens in Star Wars.
They're not. It's not a. Well, there's that. Aren't they trying to reset their? Isn't Tech going to reset it so they're not picked up or something on the? They're searching for them. So I thought they were trying to. Okay.
Yeah, no. I don't know exactly.
I thought he needed to set down because he had to fix their code or something so they wouldn't transmit. Right.
Yeah,
you guys look at me like I'm crazy. Are we on the right?
No. I only watched the episode one time.
One time on Saturday.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
I watched it one time.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you facts, guys. This is what I do.
No, this is good, Dr. Earl. You're here for the facts.
But I can take them in.
No. I like it. I'm for that. And that makes sense. I mean, they have to convince the depot manager to kind of like, not put them in the system, right? I mean,
right.
And so that really kind of backfires in a way because he immediately calls Fennec Shand.
That
I
Maddox
yeah.
got it. Their ship's transponder code.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the transponder code.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
No,
remember that.
that's totally right. No,
So
that-
he had to
that's
sit down to fix it, apparently, which, of course, is just a gimmick to get them to the episode.
Yeah. Yep.
right.
It's for the
And, you know.
shenanigans that follow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Rhett. Thanks for your support, buddy. But I do like several. I do like the fact that we're getting to see several of the aliens that we know and love, just in different form. We see the Celestian. We see the Aqualish. They're going old school. Like, they're not afraid to show these classic Star Wars aliens, which for the longest time they acted like, especially in the sequel trilogy, they were like completely afraid to show some of these classic Star Wars aliens. So
Where's
I'm
my
glad.
Wolfman?
Exactly. Where's Shivik or whatever his name is? Yeah, no, I love it. I love that we're getting to see them, and it's cool that they're all shapes and sizes. That's just, everybody, all shapes and sizes. They're not showing like super skinny Celestians. They got the bigger guy, and I can relate to that. So I'm happy for that. I'm happy for the fat Celestian. But and then the jammin' Aqualish, he's got the headphones on.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was pretty hilarious, by the way. But this is another episode where Hunter just can't keep track of Omega for some reason. Like, he has the hardest time keeping track of her. And it's just like,
isn't he a tracker?
For plot convenience.
yeah, for plot convenience. But it's just like, come on, dude. This is 2 episodes in a row where you've kind of like lost the whereabouts of the person that you're supposed to be watching, just because you're distracted by trying to, I guess, get Echo into that back room or whatever where the droids are. Or you're trying to get some credits, basically, because they are short on credits big time. Yeah, Roth, Hunter's like me if I had a kid right now. hey, we've all been there, buddy. So Ryfin, what are some of your thoughts about the episode and the series so far?
Well, I know we had a discussion.
You're not supposed to say, you're not behind the scenes, dude. Come on. You're not supposed to. We're just setting this up.
I really enjoyed episode 1, the introduction to the series. But my feelings so far are that I feel like the 16 episodes was kind of a mistake. Personally,
yes,
I feel like the series is moving a little too slow, and I, with things like Mandalorian, we can have episodes where they go off and do things, but it still felt like the plot was moving forward a little bit better than this has. That's basically how I feel about it right now. I feel like you could have cut it down to maybe, and we don't have the finished product yet, but I feel like you probably could have cut this show down to 12 episodes and hit kind of a sweet spot there of being able to move it forward with a consistent pace.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. I mean, this episode was only 26 minutes long, so it's a little bit on the shorter side.
It was short.
So I wonder if there is like room there that they could have, and we won't know until the series is over. When we can look back in hindsight and kind of,
Filoni had a master plan, and it was
if Filoni had a
better.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what everybody always says, that never doubt Filoni. There's a reason for every single episode. This one obviously could just be the end for Fennec Shand, right, Dr. Earl?
The end for Fennec Shand?
The end, like in the series. This is the introduction.
Fennec Shand.
Yeah, I can. That's why I'm trying to throw it to you. You need a love for Fennec Shand.
Is it to me now? Is it to me?
Yes. Yep. I threw it to you.
I kind of agree with Ryfin on this one. I think it's there was sort of a lot going on, but I didn't look this. I'm almost about ready to call the series the Bland Batch.
Oh,
the Bland Batch, because
wow.
But
we're just Star Wars haters.
I will say there's still a little bit of intrigue burbling along. I just want them. I agree with you. You need to get to it quicker. We need to move the story forward instead of just like, hey, we're just going to visit planet by planet and have different adventures happen, and let's load back up and we're off again.
Maybe I'm too used to movies. I watch a lot of movies, and in 2 hours the plot is done.
Yeah,
and in this, it's a kids' cartoon stretched out over 16 episodes. Maybe it's my impatience, but I don't know.
It's fine. Hey, well, let me ask you guys this though. So Fennec Shand, how old is she? Because here's the problem. Wasn't she? So she's like Mandalorian post Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Here we are post Clone Wars. Is she an alien?
Well,
is she a droid or is she an android? I mean, there's some precedence in the EU.
She has some droid parts.
Yeah, there's some precedence in the EU that there's more of like an android type being where it looks very human.
Okay.
Now it's not something that's necessarily, and Fetmatic can help me with the place that occurred in the EU, but I mean, if he's still watching, but
Ross says they're all aliens.
Yeah, well, this is true, but yeah, so that there is potential for that because. And we've certainly seen characters in the Star Wars universe put back together, obviously, with droid parts. You know, Luke obviously comes to mind. General Grievous was an alien before he was put together. So
I agree with Rhett here. Ming-Na is probably about 50 or 60 in The Mandalorian, and she's probably about 20 or 30 in the show.
Sure. I mean, think in real life. I mean, Ming-Na ages like
how old Harrison. Think how
boom.
Harrison.
I knew Fetmatic would pull me out of that. This is the android-like character in Shadows of it was wasn't he Zezors or however you say that character's name, like right-hand person, I think. So yeah, very much more android-like than a droid would be. So almost like Blade Runner type android than a straight up droid or whatever. So there could be some precedence there. Replicant, yeah. There could be some precedence there, but yeah, to Rhett's point, I mean, she's 60.
It's about what 30 years from the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I think it's feasible. I think it's totally feasible. If she's super young here, like if she's 20 to 30 here, like Rhett said, I mean, she could be. I think it's feasible. She ages like a fine wine.
She did look younger in the face, but again, she was a cartoon. So
this is true.
By the way, great animation though in this episode.
My gosh, yeah.
And the way they were shooting it like a movie. I mean, I thought the chase through the city was really exciting,
dude. I mean, and I don't know exactly who worked on all this episode. I know Joel Aaron is just a guy that I have followed his career because he sort of started working with Filoni in Clone Wars, and he does all of like the background lighting, animated, lighting and some of the effects in the episodes, like the when there's an explosion, that's him, and how realistic some of those explosions look. It's really impressive animation. And I love it. I mean, every season of the Clone Wars upped its antes. Like season 7 obviously looked amazing. And I think Bad Batch has naturally progressed and looks really, really amazing.
Decent budget for Disney Plus. Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, especially with Filoni and his creative executive director role.
New role that he got a week ago, or actually didn't. He got it a year ago.
A year ago. So he's calling some shots now. He's got some clout. If you look on lucasfilm.com, he in fact is like third. I believe he's like third down. Like it's Kathleen Kennedy, some person I'd never heard of, and then
Baron Papanoida.
Baron Papanoida. No, he's
this mysterious guy named Baron Papanoida.
This mysterious guy named Baron Papanoida. No, they don't have him on there.
Doomcock said he's going to replace Kathleen Kennedy.
I'm so tired of all that. She's going to be around for as long. Hey,
they think Lucas is going to replace.
No, just as I don't know if
I have seen someone say that, but I'm not going to say they said.
No, Lucas is not unretiring. There's no way. Dude, you need to stop.
Papanoida will rise.
You need to stop clicking on "We Got This Covered."
Yeah,
I mean,
that's one of my favorite websites. I literally just looked up Fennec Shand, and it said Fennec Shand live action show in the works. First link, we got this covered.
That is they are the National Enquirer of websites. I mean, they run
with any rumor they get.
Right.
In fact, I subscribed to a guy's Patreon, and he has a section that like he puts out his stuff, and he also has like a rumors section elsewhere.
Right.
And they will take his rumors that aren't substantiated and make articles out of them.
That is
like, okay.
awesome. It's like, yeah, I mean, they're the website that if the National Enquirer hadn't existed, they would be putting links out there for like a Bat Boy TV show or something like that. I mean, that's basically what they're like. I mean, it's ridiculous. I hate that website.
That's a good throwback.
I hate that website so much. But yeah, I mean, just a couple of the things obviously that occurred in this episode. I mean, we get the sense that the Bad Batch are hurting for funds, so they're trying to figure out any possible way that they can get some credits. They go to the market, which looks very much like Batuu, intentionally, I'm sure. In fact, who knows? We'll probably go to Batuu at some point during this season. I mean, sure. It's got to happen. And
they're having a parade to celebrate the victory.
So that's an interesting thing to talk about. Like this particular crowd seems super hyped for the stormtroopers. Like, well, what's that about? I mean,
they've defeated. So if you think about it, right? They've been the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
They've defeated the Separatists.
Yeah.
There's a new sort of government moving in.
Right, they've got
economic opportunity.
Yeah, and we see another hologram of Rampart, he's
saying, "Come get your chain code. You'll be a
get your chain code." It's interesting. It's very interesting that these people are so like excited about.
They've been liberated. They've been liberated from the trade federation.
Well, they've been liberated from the Separatists, but at the same time, now they're going to be unliberated because they all need these chain codes so they can be kept track of. So it's interesting that they're so reticent to what's going on. They're just like, oh, this is our life.
I imagine we'll see some of the fuel for the rebellion.
Well, we've already seen. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen Saw in the mention of that.
Yeah.
So just an important update here from Roth since we're live. Double overtime. The Islanders and Penguins. Is that
hockey? What is that?
Is that hockey?
Penguins, right?
Okay,
right.
It's and the New York Islanders.
We don't even know what.
No, I think they're the Rangers. Actually, aren't they? I don't know.
I don't have any. I have no idea at all. If it's New York, shouldn't they have like 20 different
football?
teams?
What is that?
Arena football.
Arena football sadly bankrupt.
Yes.
Yeah. See, hey, both New York Islanders. I got it right.
Oh, it's like the Giants and the Jets. Okay.
Boom. One's in Jersey probably, and one's in.
Giants and Jets play at the same
we're
stadium.
From the South. We don't even know what hockey is.
No, we definitely don't. We have some local hockey, but that's about it. Trying to sell, and I love Echo pretending to be the droid. That was pretty neat. And he gets sold.
Cool costume, yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool costume. I'm sure there'll be a 3 3/4 inch figure or a Black Series. I mean, who knows?
In a couple years at Celebration, some guy will be dressed up like that.
Oh, yeah, easily. No, there's going to be a lot of cosplay coming from this series.
Some guy's going to disarticulate his arm just so he can have it.
Like in real life.
Be accurate.
It's going to be like Saw.
Yeah, he's just going to saw it off.
Yeah, pretty accurate. I love that. What's funny is there was a either Hot Toys or whatever version of Echo where it showed that he had different arm connections that he could use.
That's coming.
Like you think that's I'm thinking it has to be. I mean, if Hot Toys or whatever company that was has shown that, then yeah, I mean, got to be coming. But
so Echo gets all those droids, all those mech droids in line to go repair the ship, right? To fix the transponder.
Yeah, and everybody loves that click or whatever. The droid that looks like he looks the closest to like that Buck Rogers droid. What's that character's name in Buck Rogers?
Tweaky.
Droid.
Tweaky.
He looks because he's got little arms and these little short stout legs.
Tweaky. Yeah.
So he looks kind of here we go. Hot Toys. I was right. So yeah. I mean, I think we're gonna get to see some arm like take it off, put on like a gun or I mean whatever he needs it to be. So that'll be interesting. Thanks, Rhett.
How did DCI even get worked into this?
He's just that's how Rhett's brain works. That's exactly how Rhett's brain works. So,
sorry, I'm letting Rhett distract me in the comments.
Don't even try.
You're fine.
There's some kind of hockey discussion going on that has nothing to do with.
So Finnick is really good at manipulating obviously Omega, getting Omega to trust her pretty quickly. I mean, because she helps her up, when she gets knocked down or whatever, when she's trying to get her little Stormtrooper toy back, which is the same toy or it looks like the same toy that was in Rogue One. I mean, it looks very similar to the Stormtrooper toy that Jyn had, I guess, but
Jyn Erso, yeah.
Yep. So it's a little on the nose to have Stormtrooper toys, but it is what it is in the Star Wars universe. That's like if I had a Dr. Earl toy.
They're out there.
That's the same, are they?
They're available. Yeah, just go to the Deucecast website.
Just go to the Deucecast.com. We've got our own hot toy. It's called Dr. Earl. But
oh, it's hot, all right.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Look, totally good point here. Very good point by Roth. I'm with it.
Little green army men. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I hear you, Roth.
That would have been the hero soldiers, right? Because they liberated.
They're supposed to be.
I guess so.
Well, but now that people don't realize there's been a flip underneath to become an empire.
Yep.
But it does stabilize the economy. It does create these credits. Right. They've gotten rid of the old Republic money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, it's a profitable time apparently in the Galactic Empire. Although they're pinching pennies trying to get rid of those clones.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
I wonder how much politicking we'll see in terms of expansion and what they do with different worlds. I imagine the show will be much more just based on the Bad Batch in general, but.
Well, one hopes that one thing that in this episode that we didn't get to really see any is a special skill from Omega. She, the previous episodes we've gotten to see some like special skill get used. Here she's just like
she's running,
bumbling around, gullible. Yeah, I mean, well, and we kind of know
she's young though.
Really, yeah. I mean, she was super in awe of the fact that she was getting to go to Pantora at the beginning of the episode, like she's ever heard of it. Pantora, ooh, like although pretty cool looking city though. It looks very Coruscant like.
Yes,
as they were flying in, some great animation as they were flying in.
This had a lot of clones, Attack of the Clones type vibe about it.
Yeah, right. Yep.
The cityscape or whatever. Yeah.
The cityscape. So she gets herself into a pretty bad situation, and Hunter's trying to catch up with her. Wrecker is trying to catch up with her. Wrecker hits his dang head again.
Well, dude, Fennec Shan just takes him down. Like
maybe that's just going to be a running gag. Maybe there's no importance to that. It's just literally he's going to get hit in the head every week.
I mean, in that case, then that character in and of itself is a running gag because he's like, I'm gonna wreck it. He's like Wreck-It Ralph almost, like
pretty much.
And then he hits his head every episode. He's like the bumbling idiot, basically.
He's the tank character. He's got a lot of strength, but he doesn't really have a lot of intelligence.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hope you're right. I hope it's just like a running gag and that there's no implications because if that dude goes bad, he's going to be hard to stop.
Honestly, my hope was in this episode when I was watching it, I had a hope, and that was that Fennec Shan was just going to replace as the sharpshooter on the team, and then she was just totally bad the entire time, and I was like, okay, never mind.
Well, I
guess Omega could take that spot eventually since she's.
Well, the question is, who has hired her to?
I think it's got to be Nala Se, right?
I think it's probably I was thinking that, but maybe there's also a bounty out there too.
Some people say Boba Fett, even though he's a kid, he's looking for him.
What? Why would Boba Fett be looking for Omega?
Because
Interesting.
Hey, we got a lot of
The
episodes.
price is going up.
I've got to imagine. Well,
Somebody's got her puck.
It's either Nala Se or the Empire, but I don't necessarily know that the Empire has a huge interest in her. It could be Crosshair, though. I mean, specifically, it could be him that is putting up the money to try and find her. But I think that Nala Se wants her back based upon some of the conversation from the last episode.
Yeah. She seems like the moving forward point of their new clones.
Right.
They were basically talking about ditching the Jango Fett clone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's deteriorated so much.
So yeah. I'm still, sort of going back to what you were saying, Garrison, about how thus far you're sort of like, needing a bit more. I'm saying that this series is going to be a much bigger deal overall than we expect it to be. Because 16 episodes is a lot of Star Wars for an animated series like this. And there's other people that are saying that there's going to be multiple seasons of this.
Wow, look at Jacob. So Boba's looking for a sister? Is that?
Oh, come on now.
Wait a minute.
That's an interesting theory.
Boba has
Well, he's saying that Omega's his sister. That's interesting.
Yeah, I agree with Fetmatic.
Because they were both created on the clone planet. Right?
I agree with Fetmatic. Or is he saying like?
Yeah. I mean, he's just
really have money
in jest. Yeah, saying that the Crosshairs probably doesn't. No, I mean, look, Roth, dude. Who knows? Hey. Anything's possible.
We have no idea.
Anything's possible. I mean, I think most likely, though, it's Nala Se. I mean, I think she has the most to gain from getting Omega back. And they obviously have a lot of money.
That's kind of how I felt during the episode, too.
Yeah, the Kaminoans have the cash and to hire somebody like Fennec Shand, who, I mean, if we are to believe some of the things that were said in The Mandalorian when she first appeared, she's like one of the best out there. I mean, she's one of the most deadly, bounty hunters out there. So even though this is her younger days, she's probably still well known. But to your point, Dr. Earl, I wouldn't mind there being a bounty out and we get to see some other bounty hunters from the Clone Wars era show up. Like I would be
Bosk.
Well, Bosk. I'd be certainly up for Cad Bane. I mean, that he would be.
Cad Bane.
Cad Bane would be awesome to see again. I would.
Now
I thought Fetmatic.
Imbo.
Well, isn't Imbo dead though? Fetmatic. I thought he got killed.
No one's ever really.
No one's ever. I could have sworn he got killed. But Imbo is awesome. He's the one that threw his hat. Yeah. I was way into that. Yeah. But no, because I was looking at him up the other day, and I thought he got killed during the Clone Wars era, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, he's alive,
dude. Yes.
Oh, wait. Is he? I don't know.
I thought Imbo was dead, but who knows? Yes, dude. I'm with you, Roth. Cad Bane is a character that they have been holding back for a long time, ever since he appeared. He was supposed to have a final arc also.
Yeah, with Boba Fett.
Yeah, they did some animatic work, and the episodes were out there for a while.
They should put that in book of Boba Fett. There you go.
They should.
Older Boba Fett.
An older Boba Fett. Yeah, I mean, when I guess it was season 5 ended, so this was before the Netflix season, which was season 6. They threw some animatics out there of a lot of, like a ton of episodes. You could go to StarWars.com and watch the animatics, and Cad Bane was, a pretty big story.
Some of the animatics
storyline
became
for the Bad Batch. Yeah. In season 7, they used some of the Bad Batch stuff for sure. So there's still a lot of episodes out there that they could tap into, or at least use maybe some of the character design
plot threads and
plot threads. They could weave them into the Bad Batch. Who knows?
Yes, it was killing Cad Bane.
Yeah, that was the animatics that were made. Yep, exactly right. So,
whoa,
and it was
the
explanation for the dent on the helmet or whatever.
Yeah, because everything has to get explained.
It's like Harrison Ford with a scar in every movie.
Yeah, I think that kind of ruined that because that set up this whole like expectation that everything has to get explained.
Yeah.
So when Indiana Jones has this scar on his chin, everybody wants to know how Indiana Jones. So they did the
so Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see Cad Bane in the Book of Boba.
That's what. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Dude,
like
I'd
live
love
action.
live action Cad Bane could be good, but
It's hard to do.
No, I think they could pull. I think they could pull that off just fine.
If they wanted to, they could do it.
Oh yeah, easily.
I mean, it would take a lot of work, but yeah, they could.
Yeah,
they could call Oscar Isaac and put him in blue paint. Oh wait, we've already tried that.
We've already tried that, and that did not go well.
Oh, yeah.
That did not go well at all. So I'm trying to just think of any of the other important things that happened in this episode. I'm still convinced that we're seeing Wrecker hit his head a lot because there is importance to that.
That chip's going to flip.
I'm still convinced that we're going to see something like that, which is nerve-wracking to me. But they're intentionally showing us him hitting his head a lot, which you're right, Rifen. It could totally be just a hey, this is funny. He hits his head a lot, ha ha ha. But I'm worried that there's going to be something more there. We're eventually going to have to get to Rex because Rex is going to have to help them get their chips out of their heads and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I would hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They may have to capture Crosshair to get his chip out.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think Hunter still wants to save Crosshair.
Oh yeah.
I think that he's got that desire in him to try and turn him back or do whatever.
It would be funny if they captured Crosshair and they took his chip out and he still wanted to be with the Empire.
It's
like they've got all the fun toys. This is where I want to stay.
I still agree with we should be following orders.
Yeah.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Oh, hey, Rhett could be right here. He could end up being the stormtrooper that hit his head on the Death Star. Would that not be? That'd be pretty funny, actually. That would be great. I would love that. Well, I don't necessarily have anything else of importance from this episode. I mean, I think the main part of this episode was to introduce Fennec Shand in the series. We saw
Fennec Shand like shooting two policemen. I was like,
oh yeah. No, and that's more of like what happened in episode 3. They're not shying away at all in this series of showing people get murdered. I mean, they're not shying away at all from that.
Straight up, yeah. Because like in the old Star Wars, they would have shot the tires out and they would have crashed or something.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much everything that we're seeing. I mean, Rampart, I think, is going to end up being a really big part of this series more than he has been already. And I think we're going to get to see that dude be pretty ruthless at some point. He just has that air about him of a really ruthless Imperial type dude. So I would love to see Krennic, but I think Rampart's our representation.
Yeah, I think so.
This particular
Krennic will be next season.
Do we need more? That's what I'm like. How many seasons of this do we need to go? I mean, I know that they want to get us up to Rebels. So I don't know.
Clone Wars.
Is that what they're doing?
Version 2.
Have they said that?
No. But I just have. They haven't said that, but I think that that's kind of what I think Filoni's grand vision is to have like every single thing.
I know that this may be unpopular, but I don't love having to fill in every gap or everything in the timeline. I think that. I mean, I think that's a sentiment a lot of people have. I think you should stop when you think the story is done.
Yeah. I think that that's a sentiment a lot of people have, but I mean, if it's done well and they fill the gaps in, and Filoni's a guy that could pull that off. I mean, I know I'm putting him up on a pretty big pedestal, but I mean, he's big important. The news. Islanders win. Breaking news. Islanders win.
Islanders win.
Islanders win.
If you're here for hockey or cheering for the
Islanders,
it looks like he's cheering for the Islanders.
Yeah, seems like it.
Or he had money on the Islanders. Either it's one of the
parlayed.
It's either
he parlayed.
Yeah, he we get to be up on the big screen. That means we need to leave. That's our exit out of here. We're officially leaving. And yeah, I mean, it's just one
You
of
can
those
blame Rock
things.
for that.
Oh, whoops! Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, sorry about that.
Were you trying to shut us
No,
down?
sorry, no, I didn't mean to do that. I hit the wrong button.
When Aussie Nate sees the replay of this, he'll be excited.
Oh, I totally hit the wrong button there. My bad. So, anyways, they're on to their next planet, I guess. I mean,
yeah, their next adventure.
Well,
you know, have you noticed? Sorry,
Hunter Seeker or whatever his name is had to track down Omega, right? And that was a pretty exciting chase, I guess.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, it was awesome
jumping
looking.
between the.
Infinity.
I mean,
that was pretty. You know, that
it
was
felt
really good.
like you said. I mean, it felt very Attack of the Clones. I mean, that whole I mean,
Yes.
no, dude, you didn't see that. It was totally, and you did not see that. That was an accident. That was not supposed to happen.
Have you guys noticed that every episode's gotten shorter?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't expect that trend to continue.
No, this will be the shortest.
I expect it to kind of level around 22 to 25, 26 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, what a normal sitcom animated show with
22?
commercials 22 minutes, right? Yeah. I mean that's your classic length of episode, and I think Filoni works well in that space.
Yeah.
I think in certain circumstances animation benefits from being a bit on the shorter side. That first episode it was good. It's too long. It's good, but it's too
probably
long.
Too long, but it's also probably the best episode in terms of content, like, you know, total moving the story forward. And
episode 3, I think episode 3 had some important stuff in it, at least the stuff that was on Camino.
I think episode 1's still the best to me.
Yeah. So yeah, but I think you're right. I think we'll level off. I don't think we're gonna have they're not gonna be 33-minute episodes every time like episode 3 was. I think it's gonna be closer to the 20-25-minute episode each week, which, you know, is fine. But anyways, you know, we'll see how that goes. Any parting shots? Anything? Final thoughts on this, Ryfin?
I'm just excited to see what they do next week. Hopefully it pulls me back in a little more. That's all I have to say, really.
Do you think we're going to get Finnick right away, or we're going to take a break from her?
No, I think we'll have a little bit of a break.
Yep, I agree. I think that she's just going to be like tracking them a little bit off screen. Dr. Earl, final thoughts.
I mean, I'm excited to see where it goes. I think there's some interesting intrigue still going on with the Empire and sort of the Kaminoans. Am I saying that right?
Kaminoan, yeah. I say it wrong a lot, but it is Kaminoan.
Kaminoans. I think there's some interesting backstory about what's going to happen to the clones that we still haven't unpacked yet.
Yeah.
When there's a big shift away from using them for the... So I don't know. I think there's still a possibility. I just didn't... This one just seemed flat to me. This one didn't knock my socks off.
And here's the thing. The finale is like 80 days away.
Yeah.
So we've got a long time until the show is over.
We've got a long
We'll be excited by Loki by then.
Yeah, we'll be over Loki by then.
Loki will be done before this series ends. That's what's crazy.
The series
ends.
Okay,
let's talk about the Eternals trailer. What do we think?
Okay, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. I mean, the Eternals. Here's the deal with Eternals. That trailer didn't do much for me, but I was glad that Kit Harington. We got a little bit of Kit Harington. We got a little bit of Richard Madden.
I'm pretty sure. I haven't seen anyone say this because I haven't looked at trailer breakdowns. But there's like a shot of a black knight in armor.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that. I need to watch it again.
I'm pretty sure that's Kit Harington. Kit Harington is playing the Black Knight, Dane Whitman or whatever. So I think that's probably him in costume. But it's so blurry.
A couple things that I gathered from not only the trailer but the poster as well, that Gemma Chan's character is the main part of the movie. Like she the most important. Yeah, she's the most important over Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, well, and the voiceover was Selma Hayek.
I didn't catch that. Okay.
Hayek is playing Ajak, and I think is the bad guy in the comic. Is like a bad Eternal in the comics, and I think she's going to be a bad Eternal in the movie. But
makes sense. Yeah.
I thought Ajak was an Inhuman. Maybe I'm thinking of
Ajax. I think Ajak, whatever.
Well, they gender swapped, but
yeah, they did for that character. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, they've done that before.
See, I was thinking Angelina Jolie's character, but I need to go study about it. I just
Well, I mean, I think Gemma Chan's character, you know, because we see her in two different. I mean, we see her once with Kit Harington, once with Richard Madden. I mean, I think, and she's top billing on the poster. So that generally means, you know,
she's the main character. She was brought along because she played a character in Captain Marvel.
Right.
They loved working with her so much they made her the lead of this project.
She was
the
a
lead
Kree.
hero. Yeah.
So here's what's interesting. Apparently, a lot of people have either seen an early screening of this or read the script all the way through. I mean, which I'm sure the script leaked, but have already seen some screening without special effects and all of that added. And there's apparently a Bollywood number with Kumail Nanjiani.
It's
interesting.
And you can see some of that in the trailer.
Yeah, there's a little.
Yeah, there's a little
doing the. You know.
Yeah.
David knows
look, if you want to, on the internet, the entire plot is out there. But you know,
Red has it down.
Reader beware, I guess.
The one thing that I don't know that I need, and maybe they can convince me otherwise, is this group of characters that are almost like God-like, that could intervene if they wanted to, but they don't.
Didn't during the entire Infinity Saga.
Yeah, they'd let things play out, but then they have to step in because something really bad happens, I guess.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of the frustration of comics in general. There's a lot of situations where you're like, where is this hero?
Right. No, I mean, like I've said, I think on the Deucecast movie show, watching through the MCU with somebody who's seen it for the first time, my daughter, she's like, why isn't Captain America helping out in this situation? Like, you know, and you just have to say, he's got something else, or like, why isn't the Hulk helping out, especially like, you know, during
and they try their best to come up with an explanation. I'm sure they will come up with one. I know in some of the Eternals comics, they don't realize they have their powers, so they've forgotten their powers or their past, whatever. So maybe that'll be the excuse, and that they've tapped back into it. But yeah,
what's really interesting, I think, and that's been very different than the other MCU films, is that Chloe Zhao is also the writer, and like the main writer. I mean, she's got somebody, like, if you look on the poster, because of Writers Guild rules, it says her name twice because she worked with somebody also. Like, she came up with the main script and the story, and then later on somebody came in and worked with her. And so they threw out a script that I thought somebody had worked on altogether and just took her script.
Yeah, it is hers for sure.
Interesting.
That surprised me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like I don't know, like that makes me a little nervous because it's like ride or die Chloe Zhao or not. I mean,
I guess
the other problem is, you know, China doesn't love her. So if they're thinking about making bank over in China, that's probably that, you know.
Guys, there is a risk this film gets banned in China. Now.
Oh, sure. There totally is.
Here's a key thing. They didn't mention her name once in the trailer. And Marvel, I promise you, if they were not having to appease to a government like China, would have put from Academy Award winning director, and, you know, best director and best picture, Chloe Zhao.
I thought that there was some voiceover. Well, no, I guess not. No, you're right. There wasn't. That's interesting and sad. I mean, it's pretty sad that she's going to get kind of.
And they're having. Did you see that thing that someone put out? Some Hollywood Reporter or something like that put out. Variety, I think it was that Disney was having these companies erase some of the things that Chloe Zhao said in their articles.
Good grief
about China.
Good grief. And she's got to. Does she even really want her movie played in China? I mean, does she even want this even played in China? Probably not.
I would make a stand personally, but it's not my money on the line.
The Disney won't know. I mean, they'll acquiesce to whatever. Like, they'll probably take her name off of the poster in China and like all mention in the credits or something, just to have the film play in China.
Actually, an interesting point because those guild rules are for American cinemas. They don't.
Totally.
They actually don't have to.
They don't have to do any of that. They could say, like,
I guess it depends on the contract, but
They could just plaster MCU really big on the poster and throw it out there and not mention her name at all, which is really sad. But I mean, they could do
Jacob, I changed my name for you.
Stan the Hobbit.
don't buy the hate rhetoric.
Rhetoric. Yeah, no,
Yes.
no, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, my sister had to read that in 10th grade, and all I heard about it was how terrible it was.
It's awesome. What's wrong with you people? It's amazing.
She's like, they describe every detail down to the most minuscule.
You gotta have all the details. You gotta understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, before this goes too far down the rabbit hole, but look, I thought the trailer. I thought that it certainly looked big in scope. It looked pretty, I guess. I mean, it's a Chloe Zhao movie, so I mean, it's going to be, pretty. So I don't know. We'll see. We joked around earlier today that it looked like a female version of Terrence Malick shooting this movie or whatever, with the grain, the hands rolling over the grain. Yeah, no, I know Earl's excited. I know you're excited. So we'll see. I mean,
makes me happy.
I'm concerned about the MCU being that will be kind of, because Black Widow's, takes place in the past. This is the first war. This is the first movie back trying to let the audience know what the next step is.
Yeah.
Or Loki. I mean, Loki could certainly do some of that, I guess, but
Loki, I think, is going to be all over the place.
I think Loki is going to be all over the place.
And it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that show, and we'll of course be talking about it. And here's what I envision is probably going to happen: is about 15 minutes of this episode is going to be Bad Batch, and the rest is going to be Loki when Loki starts.
We've talked about that before, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've sort of game planned that we like the Bad Batch, we love Star Wars, but when Loki hits, this is going to sort of be more Loki than Bad Batch.
We're going to be back to bad theorizing.
to be, very bad MCU theorizing, because we're really pros at that. But, well, Garrison, where can the people find you on the interwebs? You
can find me on Twitter at SUPASH3, and you can find me on Letterboxd at GRifen3. I'm trying to do 365 this year, but we'll see.
What? That's you just called your shot.
Whoa, Garrison!
It all depends on how my school
brother
goes. The school comes first.
School must come first. Don't be fooled into doing this thing.
Dr. Earl, he just watched Lawrence of Arabia for the first time.
Yes, I did.
Oh, what'd you think?
It's an epic movie, and an epic in many senses.
Yeah,
some of the filming of that still just astounds me. But
yeah.
And Dr. Earl, you are of course off the grid.
Can't be found.
Very difficult to find. I guess except for here, you're occasionally on the Discord, the RetroZap Discord.
I pop in every now and then
from time to time.
Maybe tonight I'll pop in.
Who knows? Mm-hmm. Hey, it's up in the air what you'll do on the RetroZap Discord.
I love the Discord.
It's fun. Yeah, no, it totally is.
No,
yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Dave.
I can be found at the Michael Nip, mostly on Twitter. I do have an Insta account and Facebook, but I'm not really on there that much. I'm very active on Letterboxd this year because as Rifen alluded to, him doing 365, I'm trying to do 365 this year as well, as far as watching new to me movies, which has been hampered a bit by rewatching the MCU, but I'm doing that for an important reason. So I'm enjoying rewatching the MCU. It's been really fun. It's been really fun. I'm also on the RetroZap Discord, and the Deucecast Movie Show is a proud member of the retrozap.com podcasting network. So go check out that website. You can also check out the Deucecast movie show. Each Wednesday we talk movies, a lot of movies, nonstop. We have a really fun episode coming out on Wednesday with Jennifer Kaufman. We had a really fun time with her, and so we are looking forward to our audience hearing that episode, because we had a really good time with Jennifer, and it was a fun episode. So check that out on Wednesday on pretty much any podcast. Fine. I mean, we're pretty much everywhere, so you can find us on whatever podcast episode or podcast podcatcher that you use. Appreciate you guys in the chat as always. It's always fun to interact with the live chat. Anybody that happens to be watching this later, please leave a comment. I'll do my best to respond. Most important thing on YouTube, obviously, is to subscribe to the channel. We are slowly but surely. We got a pretty big bump last week. 4 new subscribers, which is exciting for us.
I think you passed me.
Yeah, we're up to 41, which is big for us. Trying to get to our first goal is 100. If we can get to 100, then we'll throw a live.
We have 41 subscribers.
Yeah, there's 41. Yeah, we're getting up there, man.
Really?
I had 40 and now I have 38. So you.
Oh, sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I know that hurts.
I don't know why people unsubscribed. I haven't posted.
But to Roth's point, learning the algorithm of YouTube is very important. And as annoying as it is, liking the videos are important. It gets us, in that algorithm where somebody might see it as they're pulling up YouTube. So like the video, click that bell so you can get notified whenever we go live. I mean, because who knows, we could go live at any time. It could not just be Mondays anymore. I mean, there's no telling what could happen on this channel. I'm just saying, Rhett might have alluded to that earlier. I don't know if you're in the chat. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope everybody has a great night. Thank you, Garrison. Thank you, Dr. Earl. And we will see you next Monday for sure for episode 5, whatever it's called. I guess we didn't find that out. We didn't find out what the title of episode 5 is, Garrison.
No.
I'm sorry about what Rhett says. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.